Okay. I have a prepared speech. I'm gonna read it now. Ah! This is the start of a very long live stream. Okay, here we go. So, hello everyone. I am here to read all 7,000 plus, I don't know the actual number, comments on This Will Destroy You, a Line Rider feature film, of which I am the creator. I guess I should mention that. And it's all happening on this one live stream. So, before I get started, I want to answer the question that is on everyone's minds, which is, why am I doing this? Well, about 2 months ago, This Will Destroy You, a Line Rider feature film, got blocked worldwide. YouTube didn't give me any indication this had happened until well after the event, but I immediately received messages asking me if I had taken it down. I won't bore you with the details, but I'll just say it was a copyright takedown that took about 2 months to get resolved. And during that time, the most depressing thing to me about the video potentially being down forever, was that the comment section might be permanently lost. I could still see the comment section even if nobody else could, and while it was down, I sort of came up with this weird idea of reading them all on a live stream to memorialize them. And the more I thought about it, the more I liked that idea, to the point that even after the video went back up a couple weeks ago, I realized I still wanted to do it. So here we are. In August 2018, a year after its release, I mused on Twitter about the reaction to This Will Destroy You. See, it's a 51-minute video without any words, and it's very minimalist, it's very slow, it's even boring at times. The first minute and a half, nothing at all happens. So I never expected it would go viral. So that was a total surprise. And so when it did go viral, I wasn't surprised at all that there are a bunch of comments by people who think it's like a meme or a joke, or watch the first minute and then get confused and leave, or they just think it's boring and don't like it. But what really surprised me is that most of the comments are actually from people who watched all or most of it and found it like deeply emotionally affecting. I'm one of those people that actually reads all the comments on YouTube videos. So to be honest with you, this is one of the most beautiful comment sections on YouTube I've ever seen, and it's under one of my videos, which is weird. The ones that hit me the hardest are the ones where people are openly talking about their personal struggles with mental health issues or dramatic life events, or the ones where people openly talk about crying. This is like a level of vulnerability that is totally unprecedented for a Line Rider video. I grew up reading comments on all sorts of Line Rider YouTube videos, and let me tell you, the kind of person that comments on a Line Rider video is typically pretty cynical. The most common comment I've heard or seen going for the last 10 years are like just someone would just leave a comment that's basically just no life. Like that's the most common thing that I would see on Line Rider videos, and so this was wild. I have a few guesses as to why that happened. First, the music is instrumental, and so that means it can blend into the background pretty easily unless you're giving it your full attention. But this video is visualizing the music, and so it sort of pulls a lot of focus onto the music and kind of holds your attention. And so it focuses a lot on This Will Destroy You's self-titled album, which I think is an incredible album of music. Where was I? Yes. Second thing, another part of it might be that musical visualizations like this can be pretty mesmerizing, especially when the music is super serene. And for people like me that find it hard to meditate just by like sitting there with your eyes closed and need like an interesting visual to like focus on in order to let your mind relax, it can be like actually super helpful. And so, yeah, and then another part of it is that people are probably vicariously feeling the motions of the sledder, which leads to empathy for the little guy riding this one line through this vast white void. And then finally, a lot of people have nostalgia for messing around with Line Rider in middle school, in the computer lab when they're supposed to be paying attention to the teacher. And so a video like this, together with that emotional music, might make people remember things they thought they'd forgotten and feel things that they hadn't felt in a long time. Thanks everyone in the chat for all the nice things you're saying about me. The end result of this is that the comment section is full of all this emotional vulnerability, because when people see others opening up about their life struggles, it inspires them to do the same, and it creates this snowball effect. And I've noticed that that has drowned out the cynics for the most part. And that leads to this lovely comment section that's just a joy to scroll through. So I'm going to level with you. I believe that most people in the world, even notoriously cynical corner of the internet that is the YouTube comments on line writer videos, really do want to be vulnerable and emotional and to love and support each other. We're just sort of socialized to understand that as strategically bad, that having thick skin is the only way to survive, that it's you against the world, that cynicism and distrust are necessary. So it would seem that this unexpectedly emotional 51-minute line writer video got a large number of people to sort of drop those walls, tap into those emotions, and reflect on their life. It sort of fostered a kind of groundswell of people getting back in touch with our collective humanity. And I think that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to talk to you about where I was when I created this track, mentally and emotionally. So I created this track during a somewhat difficult time in my life. In 2016, I was a couple years out of college, and I hadn't figured out what I really wanted to do with my life yet. I was in kind of a strained relationship with the larger line writer community. I was somewhat isolated and kind of lonely. And if you remember, that was 2016, so I'm American, and my country was like seemed to be coming apart at the seams in ways that I didn't yet understand. I think a lot of people feel like things are really hard right now, and I think I was feeling that when I made this video. And I think the process of making this video helped me work through a lot of those feelings I had about stuff I was learning about the world for the first time that was hard. I was also struggling with an identity crisis that I wouldn't begin to understand until several months after I finished the project. When I first came out to myself as non-binary, it would take me a little longer to come out to the rest of the world. It would seem that all this inner turmoil is reflected in the final product, and maybe it resonates with people on some level. One particular person it resonated with would ask me in May 2018 if I'd ever seen this one really long line writer video after I told her that I liked post-rock music. She told me all about how when she was homeless, disowned by her family after recently coming out as transgender, and struggling with decades of abuse and trauma, this video gave her strength and conviction during times when those things felt impossible. This would be the first thing that we would truly bond over, but there would be many more to follow, and today I'm proud to say that she is my fiancée. When I think of her story, I think how many other people has this video touched in deep and profound ways. People who never left a comment, people who I may never meet. In light of this, I think creating this video is the best thing I've ever done for the world. Which is ironic, considering that I never imagined more than a few people would ever watch it, and I was over the moon when the video hit 5,000 views. A lot's happened since then. I have a Facebook post from around the time I finished it that says, I quote, "There's almost certainly no money, no career opportunities, and no widespread praise to be had upon release of this thing. And I think the process of creating it has been in part the process of learning to be okay with that. Little did I know that a significant amount of money, career opportunities, and praise would follow directly from the project. But the biggest testament to its worth is none of these things. It's the impact it has had upon individual viewers, which is most clearly represented in the comment section. And that's why I'm going to read them all for you today. Every single one. starting right now. I copied the entire comment section into a web program designed to tell you how long a speech would take to deliver, and it said 25 hours. So we might be here a very long time. I might have to take breaks to eat or sleep or use the bathroom, but until I'm finished, the live stream's going to keep going. It's not going to stop. A few things before I start. I read through all these comments as they were posted, and I responded to some of them. About 1% of them I deleted on site, generally because they had like slurs or direct attacks on another person. Besides that, they're entirely unfiltered though, so I want to issue a blanket content warning for swearing, discussion of mental health struggles, and poorly articulated strong opinions. Some of which you will probably disagree with. Most of the comments are lovely, but there's a healthy dislike bar on the video. So not all these comments are nice. A significant amount of people hate this video, and some of the commenters are misinformed, rude, and or tasteless. But all of those comments are valid too, so I'm going to read them all. One thing I've noticed though is that it's sometimes much easier to remember and react to negative comments than positive ones. So I'd ask you to try to focus on the positive ones whenever you can. So I have all the comments right here, in sequential order from the initial upload until the date of video went down in a markdown file, which my friend David whipped up for me. For the rest of them, we'll head over to the actual video and refresh the page once we get there, so that if people leave comments during the live stream, then I'll be able to read them. But we're going to start from the very bottom here. These are all in sequential order, and work our way all the way up to the top. Very, very slowly. Where was I? Oh, yes, that does mean that if you're in the chat and you want me to read something out loud at the end of the live stream, you can leave a comment, and then I'll read it out loud. Those are going to be very unfiltered. So make wise decisions, please. I'm going to upload the whole live stream in parts, so if you're watching this after the live stream is over, there should be links to the playlist you can click on. All right, and without further ado, here we go.